You have all been asking, does cannabis harm the heart or does it help the heart? And the answer is yes. I'm Lex Pelger. I do canna education for CV Sciences, the makers of Plus CBD. On the cannabinoids, ask me anything. Your first question might be, why is this a contradictory answer? And the solution is right here. You can see these various types of heart cells and the immune cells that also live inside the heart. They all have cannabinoid receptors on them. They all use endocannabinoid signaling, and they have different jobs. They can do sometimes contradictory roles. That being said, these components don't seem to be that important for a normal physiologically functioning heart. If you have a mouse that has been engineered to not have a CB1 receptor or a CB2 receptor or a Fa enzyme that breaks down anandamide, they still have regular blood pressure and myocardial contractility. They seem to have a regular functioning heart. The endocannabinoid system seems to be there in response to diseases and stresses. The general rule of thumb seems to be activating the CB1 receptor worsens heart conditions, which is something that THC does. But activating the CB2 receptor seems to help them. For some of the positives of what the endocannabinoids can do, you can see that it protects against loss of blood flow via the CB2 receptor and helps reduce blood pressure via the CB1 receptor. And via the CB1 receptor, it seems like it can help with arrhythmias, which is irregular heartbeats, as well as anti-atherogenic activity, which is the plaque formation in the blood vessels. For other benefits, you can see a lot of research done on CBD. Check out the CVResearch.info page on the heart, where I assembled that data. CBD doesn't have a big effect on blood pressure, but it can lower it when you're stressed. As well, in the heart, it can lower oxidative stress, as well as inflammation, apoptosis, which is programmed cellular suicide, and cardiac dysfunction in general. There's been a good bit of work done on CBD for helping the heart. And here are the negatives from cannabis. And many of you ask, is this edibles? Is this smoking? And I haven't seen enough real data to differentiate that. Usually when you're doing public health data, it's just weed. Are you taking in weed? Though the guess is that smoking is worse than eating THC. But still, they're both activating the CB1 receptor. And so that can lead to more heart arrhythmias. THC tends to increase blood pressure and heart rate. Also can lead to coronary and artery disease. It increases oxidative stress, it increases platelet aggregation, more vasoconstriction, a higher risk of heart attacks, and you definitely see that in the public health data, and also a lessened cardiac contractility, which means a heart is not as strong. If you want to learn more about these negatives, here is a recent review that covers 11 different papers on the negative effects of cannabis. Let's end on a positive note and point out a lot of research has been done on CBD for sickle cell disease. Overall, this is a very complicated topic. I think my files have almost 1,000 papers on this, which you can email me for if you're really interested, and I'm happy to dive in deeper to sections if you want to hear more.